This video will walk you through the order placing process. To begin placing an order after you have logged in, go to this green order entry button in the top right hand corner. You'll click on that. And then this is their first order entry screen that you'll see. There's four boxes here, and all four of these have to be filled in for you to continue placing your order. If you try to hit continue and one of these isn't filled in, it won't let you continue. So if you're an agency that picks up at either the warehouse in Des Moines or in Ottumwa, you will select pickup as the method. And then for your location, if you're in the Des Moines warehouse, it will say overhead. If you are in the Ottumwa warehouse, it will say Ottumwa dock. So you'll select those options. If you're on delivery, you will just choose delivery, and then for the location, the delivery dock, because that's where your order leaves the food bank, is from the delivery dock. And then for the date that you select, we want you to select the date that you are actually receiving your order. So either the day that you're planning on picking up from either warehouse, or the day that you're expecting to physically receive your delivery. So for an example, we'll just go ahead and choose July 5th. And then the time. If you order from Des Moines and you're planning on picking up, the time you select is the time that you should be at the warehouse to pick up your order. And you'll notice they're in time blocks. The time for a pickup is the first time you want to. If you select 8 to 8:10, you want to be here at 8 o'clock to pick up the order. It's not somewhere between 8 and 8:10. If you are doing a delivery, so we have this one set to a delivery, it doesn't matter what time you choose. You'll just want to choose any time that isn't the time that your delivery will arrive. We'll actually send you an email a couple days before your delivery date with an approximate delivery time. But you do still need to select one to continue placing your order. So we'll just choose 8 to 8:10. All four of these are filled in, so now we can hit continue. Now we'll come to the shopping list page, and if you haven't seen the shopping list video, there is another one that talks about all the different columns and what to look for and what they mean. So if you haven't watched that one yet, go ahead and look at that, because that's probably pretty helpful before you start placing your order. So once you've got all that information, we can just go ahead and start adding quantities of products that we'd like to order. A couple tips about this page is that you don't want to click through these quantity boxes with your mouse. So if I am going through really quickly and adding all of these, it's probably not actually going to catch all those. See, it missed this last one. So if you go too fast for it, it doesn't have time to keep up. Especially when you're ordering, from a regional area of Iowa, the internet can be a little bit slower, and it has to send the information to the Des Moines warehouse and then back to you. So it sometimes takes a couple seconds. Something to look out for is, you'll notice right up here, when I start changing quantities, it'll tell me, it says wait. You want to make sure that you do wait until that disappears, because that just means the system is doing whatever it needs to do to catch up. So we can see it right there. And then once it disappears, we're ready to go. So what we recommend is that you put in the quantity that you'd like. So say we'll get 10. You just hit enter, and then it'll move down to the next box when that wait disappears. So then you can keep going. We'll get some spaghetti. And so you'll add items like that. You just go through the list and find whatever you need to. Something else to pay attention to is that if you delete, you might have noticed before when I was deleting things, if you've accidentally ordered something that you didn't mean to and you need to delete it, if you hit backspace on your keyboard, it won't actually delete it. So I've just hit backspace, and now when I click off of it, it's still there. So to delete the item, you just need to use this red X on the right hand side. So now it's deleted the item that I didn't want. So then you'll just keep going as you for as many items as you want. Remember, you can keep track of your item count, total weight, and total cost up here. And you can also keep track of how long you have to place your order before it's cancelled. Now, the system will actually delete your order out 48 hours after you start placing it. So if you start placing an order and don't submit it within 48 hours, it will actually delete that order and release those products back into the system for other agencies to order. And then so once you have everything that you want and you're ready to keep going, you will want to go ahead and hit View Cart. Just ignore the print shopping list and print cart options right now. They're more confusing than anything. And if you want to cancel your order, you'll just go ahead and hit cancel. So we'll continue, so we'll hit view. And then this brings us to the last page of the order placing process. And we can see down here it actually shows us just the items that we've ordered instead of that big list. And then if you notice down here that you missed something, you thought that you thought you ordered milk and you didn't, you can actually go back to that previous page by hitting shopping list. And then you could come down here, 2% milk, grab 5 of those. And then you can hit view again and it will take you back to that page. So you can go back and forth this way as many times as you need to. And then you can delete items from here as well. So if you get here and realize, oh, I didn't mean to order Jell-O, you can just hit the X and it will take it out for you. Something to pay attention to here, it says entry not complete, must check out. That's just telling you again that your order isn't finished yet and it's not submitted and you still have an extra step before your order is complete. So that last step is this page right here. We need some contact information and email address, phone number, and then if you have any comments for us as well. So the information that we're looking for is the person who is physically sitting in front of the computer placing the order. So we want your name, your phone number, and your email address. And the reason for that is just if we have any questions about the order, we want to be able to contact you directly instead of having to try to track you down through other people in the pantry or your church or through other people in the agency. So I'll put my information in here. And then that's my phone number. And then the comments section, you don't have to put anything in. These first 3 you do. It won't let you keep going if you don't put in these 3 options up here. And then in the comments, this is really just for if you're picking up at the Des Moines warehouse and you want to let us know how to package your order. So if you're picking up in a pickup truck or have a big trailer and you're able to take a wrapped pallet, you would write pallet and wrap. If you were picking up, say, in a minivan or something and you needed to just unload the pallet and load it into the van, you would put hand load. Or if you are on a delivery and you have special delivery instructions, or if you want to list a second phone number or a second email address for us to contact as well, they're all examples of things you could put in the comments. But again, you don't have to put anything in there if you don't want to. So we'll just say hand load. And then once you've put all this in, you will hit check out. And this is going to be the last step. This is actually what submits your order. So make sure everything is done, check the date's right, make sure you're looking at the time. If it's a pickup, check the products, and then when you're ready, hit checkout. And this will be the last screen that you'll see. So make sure that you keep going until you see this screen. This is the screen that tells you, yes, your order has been submitted, and then we can now see it on our side of the system. And then once this has happened, in about the next 24 hours or the next business day, you should receive a confirmation email, and that just is your confirmation that yes, we've received your order, everything looks good, here's what you have. And it will give you the date, the time, all of the products that you ordered, and your total cost and weight, all of that information. Make sure you keep an eye out for that, especially the first few times that you order. that email might actually end up in your junk mail or your spam folder because it's automatically generated through our system. It will still come from either me or Sandra in our Ottumwa office. So just make sure you're keeping an eye out for that. And if you don't get that, after that one business day, just give either one of us a call and we can resend it for you, or we can just double check and make sure that we have your order. And then one last thing about the ordering, if you go to this orders tab right here, we can see that this is the order that we just placed. The status is open, and reviewed says no. So if this still says no when you haven't got that confirmation email, that's fine. You shouldn't have it yet. Once we've generated that email, this will change to yes. And then if you have questions about adding to your order after it has been placed, you can do that up until about 2 days before your pickup date or delivery date. And the way to find out if you're able to do that is this release column right here. If there is no date in there, that just means we haven't printed your order and taken it out to the warehouse to be pulled, so you will still be able to add. But once there is a date in here, the order's already out in the warehouse and we can't add after it's been taken out there. And then the last thing about this page is this confirmed column says no, and sometimes that causes a little bit of panic because people are worried that their order didn't get submitted properly or something like that. All this is referring to is just the last step in our order placing process of us closing the order out for you. So don't panic if this says no. It's supposed to. The only time it will say yes is after you've picked up your order. And that is the ordering process.